The state television company Western Armenia represent the most important news for today. Good day. Today's broadcast. Sons of Western Armenia, Vardan Atajanyan. An Armenian from Aintap searching the roots of his ancestors. Identifications of Armenians of Hamshen. Conversations about Andranik Zoravar. The rich history of Armenians in Netherlands and Belgium. We in our Tagher. The sculptures on Andranik Street in Stepanakert are no longer exist. Vardan Atajanyan, one of the heroes of 2023 war, was from Stepanakert, the 90-year-old soldier, and took the war and defeat of 2020 very hard and was waiting for his turn for service to army. Before the full scale in 2023, he and his comrades in arms performed a difficult task during several border incidents. Even the battalion commander informed about that. On September 19, the war began, and for 3 days the family did not hear anything from Vardan. Vardan and his friends were surrounded by the enemies. The boys managed to break through and get out of the difficult situation and escape, saving lives of others as well. After the ceasefire, they were taken to Venk. The village was not yet completely evacuated when Vardan asked for a car from the military unit in order to help the population. He evacuated everyone, helped as much as he could. On his own will, he participated in the evacuation of the boys from another unit, who were also under the siege. He thought that he would at least move his family to a safe place. However, the unexpected explosion also took Vardan's life. Keşişyan, who was born in the Syrian city of Aleppo in 1989, describes himself as a native of Aintap. He said that he was born in Aleppo, but he considers himself as a local. When they were asked where they were from, in Aleppo they answered that from Aintap. Hovik's grandfather, whose name he bears, was born in Aintap in 1913. It is written in the diary left by the Pope that he was born in Elehan, Aintap, near the Yellow Blue Mosque. His grandfather and father said that the people of Aintap, the population, is a people with roots, with a very rich history. Keşişyan tells his memories and adds, books and materials about the Armenians of Aintap can be found in Aleppo. Later he learned that his grandfather died in 1914 and baptized in the church of Saint Astvatadin. The problem of identification is one of the key issues of psychological self-awareness. The study of the relevance of this phenomenon is conditioned by the changes in the reality of the first half of the 21st century. The article analyzes the peculiarities of the identification of representatives of the Armenian community of Turkey, taking into account the differences in social identity, the genealogy of Hamshen Armenians. Before moving on to the question of identification of Hamshen Armenians in the modern world, it is desirable to study the genealogy of the Armenian community against the background of the commonality of ethnographic groups of modern Hamshen Armenian. The historical and cultural areas of Hamshen, where the Hamshen community was originally formed, are currently located in the territory of Rice region. In ancient times, that area was part of the Pontic historical and cultural area. In some historical periods, the Pontic area acquires a certain political independence, the kingdom of Polemon, the empire of Trebizond. However, as a rule, it was part of other states: the Persian Empire, the Alexander the Great Empire, the Lesser Armenian Empire, the Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, the Ottoman Empire, and even the current Republic of Turkey. Conversations about Andranik Zoravar in the 159th birthday of Andranik Zoravar, the son of Western Armenia, is coming soon. Western Armenian TV presents a series of stories from the life of the legendary military leader. Andranik's lip generals Tokhin and Abtsiv, as well as Ruben, Shirvazande, Bagramyan, Mikoyan. Many of them remember with gratitude the slap of Zoravar, as well as Bagramyan, 1968, Yerevan State University. The meeting of Marshal of the USSR, Hovhannes Bagramyan, with students and professors. When asked if the Marshal had ever met with General Andranik, the Marshal answered as following. In 1918, in March, near the village of Khorasan in Sarikamish, their escort stopped for a short rest. Soldier Andranik was retreating from Erzurum with more than 15,000 emigrants, and he was called out early in the morning. The soldier looked at them with a frown and slapped him. Cornet Fano, those 40 soldiers are my hope. But let me know that some of them refuse to fight. This is our motherland. What matters is who is in the charge. The motherland will always live in the life of dedicated warriors. Go and organize your squadron, was said by Andranik Zoravar. A soldier's slap made me a marshal. Under no circumstances should one be angry with the motherland. After all, in 1941, a large number of exiled Soviet generals returned to fight against fascism, such as Marshal Konev, and why this part was left out of the marshals' memories is another question. You can get acquainted with the first part of what was touched about the lunch on the website of Western Armenian TV. In 1655, the Armenian patriarch sent Matthias Tsaretsu to Venice to study whether the Bible could be printed in the Armenian language. Although Venice had good relations with Armenians for centuries, the Catholic Church made it very difficult for Armenians to publish Orthodox Armenian literature. So Tsaretsi decided to try his luck in the northern Low Countries, then ruled by Protestants and known for their religion, tolerance of anything but Catholicism. Around 1660, Matthias Tsaretsi settled in Amsterdam, and in 1661 the first Armenian book published under the title Jesus the Son. 1665, finally the time came and the first printed Bible appeared in the Armenian. None other than the mayor of Amsterdam, Nicholas Whitson, helped the Armenian printers in the process of assimilating the Armenian alphabet. He personally brought together master typographers such as the Hungarian letter cutter printer and typist Miklos Toflasu-Kis and the famous Daniel Elsevier, who was still working in Amsterdam at the time. In a short time, the patterns of Armenian letters developed in Amsterdam were sent to printers in Europe. Tens of thousands of Armenian books found their way from Amsterdam throughout Europe and Asia. There are still a large number of printed Armenian books and maps of that period in the Dutch university libraries. We end our Tagher. Tagher are ancient poems. Poems called Tagh were also sung after church liturgies, and for that reason they were also called carols. Grigor Narekazi wrote about the ancient examples of Tagher. They are also the first Armenian examples. Examples of Armenian verses. Tagh Vartavarin. Verses like hymns are the synthesis of musical and poetic art. Tagh is a unique genre of professional music, and they relatively voluminous monodies, which in their content and melody are reminiscents of vocal and instrumental areas of the following era. There are spiritual and social quarters. The first ones are more voluminous than public ones. Tagh as a musical genre developed mainly in 10th century, mainly due to the Grigor Narekazi. Spiritual verses, unlike hymns, were not regular songs. The Ombudsman of High Culture, Hovik Avanesov, informed that many facts are recorded on a daily basis regarding the cultural genocide carried out by Azerbaijan at the state level in occupied Artsakh. Makhitar Karapetyan, a colleague of the Ombudsman Office of Armenian Culture, once again warned that traces of vandalism can be seen in the video published by the Azerbaijan invaders from Stepanakert, the capital of Artsakh. In the video, it becomes obvious that this time the sculptures placed on Andranik Street in Stepanakert became another victim of Azerbaijan's cultural genocide. All this proves once again that Azerbaijan is destroying Artsakh's cultural heritage at the state level. This was all for today. Goodbye.